Okay, so today I am just making cinnamon rolls in my bread machine. Well, I'm making the dough in my bread machine. It goes really quick that way, and I'm able to knock out more batches of cinnamon rolls. So I'm just starting by putting a cup of warm milk and about 1/4 cup of butter into my bread machine. I add a beaten egg and about 3 tablespoons of sugar and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then I cover that with about 3 1/3 cup of flour and 2 teaspoons of yeast. And I just set mine to my dough cycle on my bread machine. It takes about an hour and a half, which is nice. You guys, I was able to get 2 batches done yesterday. I was so excited about that. So one of them will have 2 batches turned into about three breakfasts worth of cinnamon rolls. So that's exciting. I don't know. I was planning on doing sticky buns because I use the same dough recipe to do sticky buns. There's not much of a difference with it. What do you guys like? Do you prefer sticky buns or cinnamon rolls? Personally, I prefer sticky buns, but I'm not going to lie to you, pecans are expensive, so I don't make them often for the amount of pecans that you do, you know. But I was thinking about it, and I should just go ahead and buckle down and make some sticky buns. So these are going in the freezer since I vacuum sealed them when I was done making them. They're going in the freezer for after the baby comes. I might make more, but definitely these ones are going to stay for after the baby comes. That way there's 3 breakfasts I don't have to worry about. They're nice and sweet and delicious, and I'll be happy about that because everybody loves cinnamon rolls. We do ours in heavy cream. I usually leave like 2 out of the heavy cream for my kids who don't eat them in the heavy cream, but for the most part, we prefer them in the heavy cream. We put very little icing on top, and we just take like the heavy cream that they cooked in and spoon it over the top. Have you guys done that? It's honestly my favorite way to eat them. Anyways, now I'm rolling out my dough, and since I didn't double it, I did 1 batch at a time. I learned my lesson about doubling it. It got really out of hand last time. I just rolled this out, and the first batch I got 13 cinnamon rolls. The second batch, I actually ended up getting 15 cinnamon rolls. I didn't show the second batch because I figured that would just be a really long video watching me do the same thing over and over. But I wanted to let you know that sometimes the size difference, depending how much you roll it out or how big it ends up rolling out and compared to how you cut it. So I don't do a ton of filling. Like I do a nice light layer. We being my children, because me and my husband can really eat them anyway. My children find that when I do a thicker layer in the middle, it's almost too much for them. Jarvis won't eat them. They'll be too sweet for him. So I do a thinner layer, and my other kids don't really complain, but they have but they have told me like it's too sweet or it's too much filling, too cinnamony when I do a thicker layer. So I do this nice light layer, and it's perfect for us. So all I do, and I don't measure, but I'll give you my best guess on how much I use. I use room temperature soft butter. Maybe about 1/2 stick. I just put in some cinnamon until it smells cinnamony enough. I'm going to go ahead and say maybe 2 teaspoons worth of cinnamon, maybe 2 1/2, possibly 3. It's in that range. Not a ton, but it works for us, and it is cinnamony. I promise you that. And maybe about 1/4 cup or 1/3 cup of brown sugar. I mix it all together really good, and then I spread it out over my cinnamon roll dough. And I just keep spreading. I take it, you move the big clumps around, as you can see that I'm doing. And I do it in little bits, so I don't throw it all on at once and move it around. I just kind of, section it, I guess. This was not the best sectioning, but you see what I'm saying. And then I just spread it out all over, and I try and get as much as I can to the edges, but I don't go all the way to the edges because then I notice sometimes when I roll it, it just becomes a mess. Everybody else seems to be more skilled at rolling the cinnamon rolls up than I am. But this works for us because as I'm rolling, I kind of like, not pinch, but like use my hands to like, I don't want to say massage, that sounds weird, but I guess massage it out and then push the dough together and then pull it out and push together. I don't know. It moves it around enough that there's cinnamon all the way up to the edges after I roll it. So as you see, like it might not look like a lot of filling, but like I said, for my family, this works. And when I do sticky buns, you put more brown sugar on the bottom with pecans and it stays sweet. So for cinnamon rolls and sticky buns, this is about the amount that I put in. And really, honestly, I like it. I think it tastes great. I don't need a ton of filling in mine. I'm not overly concerned with the filling. But I know some people do like more filling. So if you like more filling, totally add as much as you like. Because I'm sure this will be amazing. Now I'm going to roll. I was thinking I should roll towards myself. But then I was like, maybe I'll lose control of it and not keep it tight. So then I rolled away from myself. The first one was a lot tighter than the second roll I did. But I still got... So you see, kind of like roll it, but like pinch it out as you go. I know that probably doesn't make a ton of sense. See, like kind of pinch and massage it out. And it works. Okay, guys, it works. I promise you it works. And I'm able to get all this stuff. See, so like push and pull. I'm trying to make it make sense. And I'm sure the video makes more sense than what I'm saying, but that's the best way I can describe it. I attempted to pinch the dough shut and I was like, well, that's not working. So we're just going to pull it as far as we can, lay it on its seam and then cut it. And then, because everybody else can pinch their dough and I can't. So, you know, just real life over here. So you see, like, kind of just like push it and then like massage it out and then push it back together. And it works. And like I said, on this first roll, I got 13 cinnamon rolls after I cut it. The second one, I got 15. So total, I got 3 bags. 2 of them have 10 cinnamon rolls. One of them has 9. Wait, did I do that math right? Yeah, I think that's how it ended up mathing out when I vacuum sealed them. And I did vacuum seal them because I figured it'd just be easier to thaw them, open the bags and put them in a baking dish than have a bunch of throwaway pans or baking dishes stacked up and taking over my, perfect amount for us, take over my deep freezer. So that's how I chose to do it this time. I will let you guys know when I thaw them and do this if that works better. I'm hoping that it will because they don't take up a ton of space right now, whereas 3 pans would take up 1 shelf stacked up or like a half a shelf in my small freezer because my big freezer, we don't have that anymore. But anyways, these smelled amazing and I was debating just leaving them out and making them the next morning, which I didn't do. I'm probably going to make them over the weekend. So I really hope you guys enjoy this recipe. Okay, so these will go in the freezer to flash freeze. And once I bag them up, on the bag, I will write, thaw, thaw overnight, let rise for an hour. I will show you once I bag them up, but here's the first batch of cinnamon rolls. Okay, these are the instructions. Now I'm going to vacuum seal about 9 or 10 to a bag. Okay, there you go. 3 bags of cinnamon rolls vacuum sealed for the freezer. Don't forget to check my description box for all my links.